speeds are 3 and 4 when it's 2 and 1.5 from the centre of motion respectively. Find all of the following. Okay. So here is the motion. Let's just imagine it starts here. Not that it matters too much, I suppose. So when its speed is 3, so we'll imagine it's here when its speed is 3, and here, and its speed is 4, so it must be here because it's slowing down as it moves out. So we can draw it like this way. When it's 2, okay, so that's a 2, and that's a 1.5. Okay, and we have some things defined here. So using our formula, b equals plus or minus omega root a squared minus x squared. So in both cases we can take these as positives, and the accelerations will be negative since it's slowing down. Okay, so we can say 4 equals omega root a squared, which we don't know, minus 1.5 squared. And likewise you can say 2 equals omega root a squared minus 2 squared. Or we can say 16 equals omega squared a squared minus 1.5 squared. And 4 equals omega squared a squared minus 2 squared. So the best way to put these together is by dividing them. And we end up with 4 equals a squared minus 1.5 squared over a squared minus 2 squared. And this can give us the a. We get 4a squared, 2 squared is a 4, so that's minus 16 equals a squared minus 1.5 squared is 2.25. Okay, so we end up with a squared equals 16 minus 2.25 over 3, and the square root of that gives us the a. So that is 2.14 meters is the amplitude. Seems reasonable. What's the periodic time? Well, first we need to get the omega, then we can get the time. So if I plug that back in there, I get omega is the square root of 4 over 2.14 squared minus 4. So square root of 4 over that last answer squared minus 4. So the omega is this, and the t is 2 pi over omega. So 2.399 seconds there. What's the average speed? So the average speed is the total distance which will be 2468 meters, because it goes 2468 for one cycle, over the time which we've just worked out. So it'll be 8 divided by the last answer there. So that's 3.33 meters per second. Like that then. The maximum velocity, we saw a question like that earlier, it will just be a omega. And then the last one is the maximum acceleration, which will be a omega squared. Yeah. Isn't it? I think so. Let's think about that. We have v equals omega root a squared minus x squared, so yeah, that's right. And we also have a equals minus omega squared x, and that's a at the biggest. So we won't worry about the minus. We'll just want the maximum size. Okay, so then d A multiplied by omega, so the amplitude multiplied by the omega, which I did not write down, so I'll have to put it in as 2 pi over t. That's 5.6. And then the acceleration is a omega squared. Omega squared. 14.68. For the A.